how to use damage 2. Maybe you got damage 1 a long time ago, but you never really maximized on the program. Well, now's your chance to really learn this program effectively because we're going to go over the entire manual together. You ready? Let's go. All right, here we are. Let's do this. Very excited to do another manual read through. This is for damage 2. In all fairness, this is just an excuse to learn this incredible program and to also be a contribution to my fellow creative. We're just going to start by listening and then we'll just get right into it. Here we go. So these drums are some of the best that I have ever heard. So let's get into the manual. You guys ready? All right. So if we look at the survival guide, we will see that it's not even that extensive. So if we just take a little bit of time to learn this, it will pay off in dividends. All right, so we're starting at the top. It tells you everything about how this was made, the sound stage. You've got an array of organic, hybrid, and damaged percussion and loops. And so really, if you really want to think about damage and how it's comprised, it's really three powerful instruments. It's the ensemble designer, the kit designer, and the loop designer. And you gotta love this verbiage here. It says, arming you with all you'll need to inflict the biggest impact imaginable. All right, so there's lots of information online, and so I just figured I would go through the manual so we can get our reps in and we can develop as creatives. So here we go. Damage 2 consists of the ensemble designer, as we stated, the kit designer, and loop designer. The ensemble and loop designers each have an all-star category. So something to look out for when we look for the ensemble and loop designers, they have this all-star category. So I am currently in the ensemble designer. You can see that here's the all-star category. And let me go ahead and open up the browser. 1 second. Okay, cool. And then let me just do this to sift through. All right, so if I open up the loop designer, same thing. We go over to the presets and you can see there are some items here that will have been set up for us, all-star loops and all-star loops. So we'll check those out in a bit. Just want to be clear about where these things are located. The kit designer, in a similar fashion, offers more than 50 snapshots, both in the hybrid and damaged styles to get you going. Okay. Now they start going into the NKI format. So this is the Native Instruments protocol. So when we look at the ensemble designer, we've got 9 different categories here. Let me go back here. So right here, let's see, you've got 9 different categories. All right. Got all-star, monster ensemble, organic, taikos, ethnic, cymbals and gongs, found sounds. That sounds pretty cool, right? Trash cans, plastics, hybrid hits, damaged, transitions, and then some type of D2 ensemble designer. We'll see. Maybe that's an initialized preset. We will see when we get there. So you can control the mix of 5 discrete mic channels. So this is new to damage from what I remember. So you got the close mic, room, hall, LFE, which I'm not sure what that stands for, and crush. So this is probably like a parallel compressed version. And position everything just where you want it on a highly detailed stage. So I'm looking forward to checking out all these various tabs here at the bottom. We got settings, master effects. That's going to be great. And then it looks like there's a mix knob and a drum knob right here, which allows us to play with every individual drum. So this is really cool. You can see that another new feature is the sound stage that allows us to push the drums back into the distance or bring them forward to impact you. So let me just show you what that sounds like. Uh, Wonderful. That is absolutely incredible. All right, assign realistic performances to any source for amazing transitional crescendos, swells, flourishes, and more. So it looks like there's a significant amount of programming that you can do to really get authentic performances. Don't forget to subject your sound to the iconic punish effect, and this is a great solo plugin if you haven't checked that out, just to treat your sounds. So very cool. I guess the one new feature is that it has 3 distinct intensities. So again, 90 plus categorized snapshots. So new to the damage family is the kit designer. All right. So we could think of this like a machine and MPC type control schemes. 16 pads mapped in a basic general MIDI. Each individual pad offers deep source customization with a per pad 4-slot channel strip of assignable effects. Cool. That sounds great. There's a master effects section, which we're going to look at as well. 50 kit snapshots, both stylized in the hybrid and damage categories. And then just a little side note, these go all the way to 11. All right, the loop designer, a quick overview. It says loop designer comes with 864 tempo synced loops covering organic, hybrid, and damage sound profiles in a straight and also in triplet meters. By combining the low, the mid, and the high loops, creating intricate percussion beds is quick and easy. I love it. And then it says here, in addition, recomposing loops by changing the start times and loop points is a breeze. I don't know if you could have done that in Damage 1, but I love to do this kind of stuff in Logic, and so I'm very excited about that. Finally, the loop designer features a powerful new per loop effect send matrix. I definitely knew that was missing in the former version of Damage, so this is cool, allowing for radical effects tweaking on the fly. All right. So the loop designer offers a creative ease and inspiration with 60 plus snapshots. So let's check this out. So obviously the ensemble designer is kind of, presets ready for you to play. Kit designer, I think has a bit more customization abilities, and then the loop designer as a whole is kind of made ready to play. So if I play something here. You can see that everything just sounds fantastic out of the box. Wow, really incredible. And it looks like you can create stutter effects with the proper articulations. Completely floored by this, guys. Wow. Okay, let's get into the snapshot structure and key mapping. So Damage 2 snapshots are organized categorically to maximize efficiency. Both Ensemble and Loop Designer utilizes banks, each bank being a single octave. Okay, so that would be 1 bank, 2 banks, it looks like. The Kit Designer has 16 dedicated pads, which we talked about. This is the MPC machine style workflow to sources mapped to MIDI. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more uh, about the ensemble designer. So each snapshot is either a menu or performance preset. So inside of the ensemble designer, we're either dealing with a menu or a performance preset. It's easy to differentiate them by name, and the number of sources is denoted. Menu snapshots come mapped with large number of discrete sources. So menu snapshots come mapped with large number of discrete sources. All right, many have 18s. Here, let's check this out really quick. If we're here, ensemble designer. I'll let that load. Performance snapshots, on the other hand, are mapped with either 3 or 6 sources. 3 sources, 1 source per octave, 6 source, 2 sources per octave. Right, so I can kind of see what they're saying there. That's good. The 3 source presets provide a wider range of performances. Also, the articulations are identical between octave sources, making them easy to double, as will be explained further. Okay, so looks like, all right, that's one bank. Second bank that has toms and snares. Here are all kind of the low toms. And then the third bank is dealing with rims, stick sounds. Very cool. All right. And so wait, what was this line here? Menu snapshots come mapped with large number of discrete sources. Oh, okay, got it. So if we pick a preset, for example, they can have as many as 18 different sources, or up to 36. So obviously these are heavily mapped. This one doesn't look as intense. You can just see it's a couple of sources. And what I really love about this is you can separate all these sources. You can see that these are all mapped every single time I click. This is updating accordingly. Here, check this out. When I grab that one, you can see that E, the key, the MIDI note E is being affected, right? Everything's being separated. So that's this one. Let's say I want to move this further in the back. I could just grab this and just move it all the way back, right? Same thing. Really nice. Love it. All right, let's go to the kit designer. So snapshots, as mentioned in the introduction, are divided into hybrid and damaged presets, each with a wide range of uniquely aggressive beat making kits. Key mapping is set up on the interface with pads MIDI mapped from C1 all the way to D sharp 2. So we're talking 16 sources for 16 pads, identical to all the machines and MPCs out there, right? It's a 4x4 map out. All right, so here's the loop designer. Snapshots are organized by straight and triplet folders. That makes sense. Here's straight, triplet for your stutter effects as well. And we've got 3 styles: the cinematic style, hybrid cinematic, and then the damaged. In addition, as mentioned, we have an all-star folder that contains a variety of snapshots. So to me, the word snapshots just sounds synonymous with presets. Banks of loops are mapped from C2 to B4. So it looks like there's some discrepancies between the ranges. So just be aware of that. So we got 3 banks in total from C2 to B4 with the loop designer. An additional bank of transitions and hits is mapped from C5 to B5. All right, let's check that out. Just going to keep going back and forth here. So the first 3 banks are from C2 to B4. Okay, so let's look for that. Here we're C2. And we go all the way up to B4. That's would be here. Wow. That is bananas. And then from C5 to B5. Let me raise up my keyboard 1 octave. So we got C5 all the way to B5. We have, it looks like, just transitions and hits. So let's go all the way up. All right, so the idea is obviously, you know, maybe you're about to start a song. You start off with the riser, and then you come in with a loop. So it goes something like. All right, I'm loving this already. I'm loving it. I'm so glad we're taking the time here to get this down. I'm telling you, we do this right one time, this will be so next level in so many ways. Just take your time, take some notes, grab a notebook, and just, you know, top of the header, just put in the word damage 2 tutorial with Eddie Gray, and we just go over all the fine details, like what exactly do I need to know in order to be effective. So now that we're a bit more familiar with damage 2 and the instrument types and the preset structures, let's dive into the interfaces and the feature sets. All right, moving on. So click on the stage button to engage it. So we're back in Ensemble Designer. So let me go ahead and grab that. Just drag it in here. Will this overwrite it? I don't think so. Oh yeah, cool. Well, all right. So I'm gonna hit stage. So right now it's not gonna do anything because it's not on. It has to be on, and then now we can utilize this incredible new feature. So it says you'll see a single octave of sounds on the stage corresponding to banks 1, 2, and 3. All right, the follow MIDI changes the current bank displayed on the stage to the last MIDI key. So if this is off, your screen will not update accordingly. This has to be on, and you can see all the MIDI updating, as it were. All right, when we're talking about stage depth, this handles on the right side quickly changes the wet dry depth dimensions of the stage. So let's look at stage depth right here. All right, and this deals with the wet dry elements. Okay, beneath the stage are quick access controls for both individual drum settings and global mix microphone channel levels. Here are some key commands that are going to help you use the program a little bit faster. All right, but before I get to that, if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. I want to look at the individual drum settings and the global mix microphone channels. So when I click on, okay, I want to look at the mics, and so let's I have control of the close microphones, the room microphones. Why don't I turn up the halls and turn down the close and room and see what this sounds like. Yeah, as expected, right? Just really far away. What about crush? Whoa. And that's just pretty dry there, right? Alright, so let's get these back up and going. If I hit the word drum, now we're dealing with every drum. Let's say I want to change the tone of that one. I want to make it so that the tone is lower. That's where we control it there. Probably some kind of EQing going on. I'm gonna make this one really low and the second one really high. Yeah, so that sounds like some kind of EQing effect. Really nice. Looks like we can tune these as well. Nice. All right, decay. So your typical A/D controls, really nice. You could tune, you can play with volume. Attack is as expected. You're either going to hear it right away, or we will shave off some of the attack. And why would you want that? Just depends on your mix, right? It's just another effect. It just depends on how you look at it. Very cool. All right, so then as a whole, this is what the ensemble designer looks like. Here's your snapshot or preset menu, the way that I like to think about it. So the stage depth, we can click and drag and play with the handles. Really love the new GUI. It looks absolutely beautiful. Here are all the sound sources, which you have control over. Your various banks, 1, 2, and 3. So this is shaping up to be pretty simple. We looked at all the mics. Oh, the LFE, this is good to note, is the low frequency channel. All right, that sounds good. Let's just hear that effect real quick. I don't really hear the difference just yet, so we'll have to work on that one. But yeah, low frequency channel level. Wish there was some more information. And then it looks like the CMX or the Crush is the compressed, like I said, parallel compressed version. Orange power buttons toggle channels on and off. All right, so if you want to turn that off. Good. Okay, yep, we covered all these extensively. High end EQ, low end, up individual tuning. The single sources mapped to multiple location utilize the same drum settings between them. So if you have a single source and you map it to multiple locations, it will utilize the same drum settings. Okay, good to know. I don't think I'll be doing that, but cool. All right, so then now we're in the ensemble designer, but in the source overview. So here is the tab there. And so now Heavyocity has created dozens of pre-made banks for easy loading, or you can create your own, selecting up to 36 sources that can be loaded by either bank or drum. To start, click on a desired category. All right, well, let's start. Let's go with found sounds. All right, so that's my category, and it looks like I have some banks here, right? And then here looks like the various drums. Can you just start? Hold on, let me see. What's this about? Oh, cool. You can map it yourself. Check that out. Nice. Let me not get ahead of myself. But cool. I selected found sounds. Maybe I'll just select a quick bank. Let's go found sound ensemble, or maybe yeah, let's go with this guy. Okay, and then it says here, and select either bank, like I just did. There's 12 that are pre-made, or drum single sources in case there was some customization that you wanted to take care of. Bank sources appear in the center. Scroll down the list for audition and selection, then load by dragging to the vertical key bed on the right. Drop samples here. I wonder if we could drop our own samples. Interesting. A blue pull down menu in the upper right center list refines the sources within a category. Okay, so there's that menu there, right here somewhere. Okay. Drum here. So now we have some filtering we can do if you just want to look at dumpsters, metal poles, yada yada. Okay. So this is interesting. Was not expecting all of this stuff. So ensemble designer, really cool. What else can we do here? Clicking on a source reveals its description beneath the list. Beneath selections populate an entire octave, while drum selections load onto a single key slot. So when you choose a bank, it's going to populate the entire octave, and when you choose drum selections, it can only load onto a single key slot. That makes complete sense, right? So if I select anything from here, it's like a construction kit or a preset. And if I select anything from here, now we're talking specific drums that we can replace. So maybe if I can change this on the spot. Yeah, so if there's something you don't like maybe you want to change that, so then you just grab this. Can we audition these? Oh, there it is right there. So if I hit this, I guess we have to go to turn auto on. Yeah. So then we'll change to that one. Wait. All right, let me turn auto off. I can see that being you know, a function that gets in the way sometimes. Okay, so that's great. Click the hollow dot directly to its left. It will turn red and add it to your favorite. So let's say you're really into the dumpster hits. If I click on that red, now all of a sudden it's inside of my favorites category. Man, I love this. They truly have the best sounding drums. I mean, they own this category. I mean, they're just so good. Helpful click drag loading options. It looks like if you command drag, it populates an entire bank with a single source. Well, I gotta try that now. Hold on. So let's just say there's a drum that I really like. What about this one? All right. So I'm gonna command drag it. Let's see what happens. I didn't see anything that happened there. If I command, maybe I'll try it one more time. Let me try this again. Hold command, drag it over. Let me see. Well, I see that it populated there. I just don't see how it populated an entire bank. With MIDI performances keys. Oh. Yeah, no, this sounds right. Okay, well, if you guys figure out what that is, please let your comments known in the comment section, because not exactly sure what's happening there. So you got your categories. Here's bank and drum. We've got 12 bank load. You can load one drum at a time. So we've got our favorites that we can select. That's a great feature to have, obviously, in any reputable plugin. To preview, right? This is like MIDI out in a DAW. We could follow the MIDI. We've talked about this functionality. Click to reveal the source location. All right, well, let's see what that means. Oh, okay. So if you're trying to find where is this source sound, you just click on this transparent keyboarding. That should get you there. All right, if we want to toggle all the current banks, you just do that. Okay, that's cool. All right, and why would you want to do this? Well, if you think about it, if I click here, it allows you to change the settings in this drop samples here section. And if I click on this bank, now we're in C3. And if I click on this bank, now we're on C4. So that makes complete sense. Super comprehensive, not as challenging and as difficult as I originally thought. And to be honest, mostly because I simply didn't read the manual. If you read the manual, guess what? You'll be on top of your game. It won't be that difficult, but sometimes you just got to take the time to really do this stuff. So I hope you're enjoying yourself. If you like the content, do me a favor and hit the notification bell, subscribe, and if you want to check out more what we do, how we do it, when we do it, please check out hfmusicacademy.com. All right, let's get back into it. So now we're going into all the various categories. We took a look at them, but really we didn't define them as a whole. So the monster ensemble is a large groups of drums and percussion captured in deep detail. So this is an ensemble. Looks like organic is thunderous toms. I'm sure these are drums that I just don't know about. Massive snares, and this is an ensemble and a solo preset. Looks like taikos, good. Ethnic, a wide array of stick and hand hit world percussion captured in various ensembles. Cymbals and gongs, got rattles, gongs, all sorts of percussion. Found sound, again, typical to damage. This is what you would expect of this incredible software instrument, a dumpster, numerous trash cans, plastic, and other goodies, both in the ensemble and solo functionality. You got the hybrid, which is the iconic damage sound, along with smashing junkyard hits and hybrid subs. Damaged, a massive host of mangled kick snares, hybrid percussion, and loop bits, and then transitions, which we heard. All tempo synced in different beat increments. All right, let's transition into the ensemble designer settings overview. So I'm going to click right there, and now we have some more functionality. All right, looks like we have round robin. This is amazing for all of you that are hip to this. If I don't choose this setting, every single time I hit something, it's going to play the same sample every time. Check it out. It'll be played exactly the same way, whereas if I turn that on, now we have the sample that was deeply sampled, by the way, performing various samples at different time. So you get more velocity and dynamics from a performance. So it sounds like a human being is playing it rather than a machine, essentially. All right. So we got some global options. Okay. There's a velocity curve for fine-tuning the MIDI controller performances. So that's going to be exciting. Can't wait to get into that. Let's see here. We got round robin, as we discussed, the velocity randomization, which is pretty sweet, that it kind of can do some stuff for you. All right, what else we got going on here? Voice canceling. I'm sure that's like a choke feature, perhaps. And CC assignable MIDI velocity for an external source. I'll use my mod wheel here in a second. We'll see how that sounds. The individual source options consist of the per drum control. This mirrors the drum parameters on the stage page. All right, the individual source options per drum control right here. So this is a replica of what was on the stage page and the performance section. Okay, that's good to know. You see, this is something I would have never known had I not taken the time. So if I'm hitting this drum and I want to play with it, had I not had this here and had I not made the distinction, then that would have been really challenging, right? So here's the stage, and here are the drum tuning options. Very cool. I really appreciate that. Voice cancel. Oh, it cuts down the polyphony. Okay, so let's say you're playing a part and maybe you're stepping on yourself, like, you know, because it's a lot of different hits, like and you don't want it to play over itself. Well, if we go to voice cancel now, I can't. We don't have the ability to have that polyphony anymore. Right? Listen to the difference between that and this. See how it sounds like it's sloppy? I really like this. I think I'm going to keep this on. I don't see why I would not have it on, to be honest, but I love it. Okay, very cool. So the current sound source indicates the one that's currently being edited on a per drum control and performance. So this will consistently update depending on what you have selected. Again, this mirrors the stage settings. There's another thing called performance, though. So this is pretty cool. So if I turn that on, it looks like, wait, is this on? Ah, check that out. It's crescendoing at a length of a quarter note. What if I do a whole note? That sounds absolutely gorgeous. Let's change. Ooh, are you kidding me right now? Oh, it like pools as well. It's not like right on time. Wow. Okay, let's read a little bit more before I get too excited here. So voice cancellation, MIDI velocity. You can select to engage the velocity. Here, I gotta try this real quick. All right. So I'm gonna hit for my MIDI CC. Let's see. Do I just hit the? Hold on, let me get in here a little bit. So right now it's set to, what's my mod wheel? Let me just do CC14 because that's what I have on my complete controller. And then let's see if this works. Hold on. Wait, I think that's the wrong one. Hold on, sorry, I lost track of. Alright, so I'm still unclear about this velocity curve and how I control it. I set it to CC14, which is what I have on my complete control, but still I'm not getting the response, so we'll get into it. Let's see what else happens here. Alright, so there's the performance we talked about. Looks like we can copy and paste settings, so I imagine if you have something perhaps in bank 1 and you want the same performance in bank 2, you can just hit that. That makes a lot of sense. And this looks pretty straightforward. Honestly, I have to give credit to the folks over at Heavyocity because they made this so easy to understand. You know, perhaps there's a couple things that I'm not picking up at the moment, but generally speaking, 99% of it is so on point. And this is really a testament to the company. Refer to the following page for more detailed on the performance type. All right. So now we get into this other section where we deal with the performance. So dramatic per key flourishes, swells, rolls, and grooves are effortless thanks to 5 performance types. All right, so look, I highlighted here. Use uniformly similar control sets to easily dial in your desired performances. Use copy and paste to apply performance settings to multiple sources and keys. Looks like if you hit Alt, click, paste to assign the current copied performance to all. See, I tried doing that earlier as well, so maybe I should have used Alt instead of Command like it said earlier, and I could be wrong about that again. But let's see if I can try that really quick. So, all right, let me hold. Oh, okay. So that looks like was a mistake. Yeah. Hold option, I drag it over. You can see that it's mapping everything, right? Now the funny part is I still hear I'm still hearing, despite the behavior and what it looks like, I'm expecting this loud tom sound. But that's certainly not what I'm getting here. So let's look into that. It could be a bug. It could be, you know, maybe sometimes just selecting a fresh preset or snapshot is probably the ticket. So let me just select something new again. Okay. So hold option, drag this over. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Here, let me just get a different sound, something that sounds like can I get the symbol? Okay, hold off and drag it over. Okay, all right. So yes, it did it, and it also programmed a host of other things inside of the individual drums. So it changed all the performance settings, and that's what I was dealing with. So you could see that's the first original, but then see there it had other settings, and so that's what was confusing me. And I guarantee you that's also what they're talking about here, where if you hold option, you can copy and paste settings to everything. So that's great. Good to know. Those kinds of things would confuse me to no avail in the past. I'm glad that that this whole thing is getting easier in general. And obviously, the more you do it, the more you commit as a whole, the better you'll get. So yeah, just keep getting your reps in. Your consciousness will expand. Your understanding will expand. You'll become more capable with time, and you will be the master of all you survey. All right, crescendo, pretty clear. Usher in that perfect downbeat. So let's go over these. The only thing I will say is the amount has to do with how much it swells, and it looks like this is also bipolar, meaning it can go from down to up to down. So that's nice. And then the random feature with time has to do with the tightness of the performance. So, man, I'm so eager to play this. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on performance for A2. Let's do a crescendo, a whole note, and let's see. The amount will be a lot. We'll do it really tight, 100%, and then we'll play with the random feature after. All right, so that sounds very robotic. So let's change the rate. Check it out. Wow. I mean, I don't know a single library that sounds this good. I just don't. So again, random has to do with the tightness of the performance. Check this out. That sounds really good. And maybe this kind of allows the notes to be played kind of closer and farther apart. And then velocity has to do with the consistency. So here it would be 100% consistent, I assume. Yeah, there's like that human element. You gotta love it. Oh, I love this. I love this so much. This is a absolute thrilling plugin. Ridiculous. All right, here's a swell. Let's go performance. Hit swell. I wonder if this is MIDI mappable. I'm sure it is. But here we go. Oh, I gotta turn it on. Ooh, that is nice. All right. All right, cool. So right now I'm actually using my mod wheel, and it seems like it's responding very well. So when I'm all the way up, you get that real big swell. And when it's all the way down, then it sounds a little bit less dynamic. All right, good. So I've got some control there. That's nice to know. Here's a flam. Let me do a flam with this. Here we go. All right, there you go. So a flam's obviously, the sound of a snare or a tom played back to back. See if I could find a snare. All right, so this would be a good example. Flam. See how they sound like they're being played together, like with two drumsticks. All right, so when it comes to flam, behavior is going to be a little bit different. The strength is going to be the amount. Oh, and you know what? Let me play with the bipolar effect of a roll or something else after this, though. All right, what about time? What does time have to do with when it comes to the flam? One sec. How tight the flam is played is the tightness of the performance. The rate is how tight the actual flam is played. See if I go really loose. Yeah. Incredible. What's velocity has to do with the consistency of the hits. Wow. All right, let's go into roll. And here I want to play with the bipolar effect. All right, so let's go roll. Oh wait, is it available here? No, it looks like it's not. Hold on, I gotta show you real quick this bipolar thing. Let's go with crescendo. Okay. So again, when I start all the way to the right, it's going from low to high. Check it out. But when I use the bipolar feature here, now it goes the other way around, which is absolutely insane. All of that control, really incredible. All right, a quick roll. Let's find something. All right. Ooh, so that's like a note repeat. It says here the velocity function. Um, Select velocity, mod wheel, or expression preference to control the role of dynamics. Okay, so the rate has to do with how fast. Again, random time, the tightness, and then the random velocity, the consistency. So it looks like velocity. So if I hit the MIDI keyboard aggressively, it'll play at 127 or whatever it is, and if I play it lightly, it'll play as follows. Here I could change the rate. We know what these do over here. They deal with tightness and consistency. And then now here's the mod wheel. So let me control that with my left hand. Wow, absolutely incredible. I'm not sure what expression is. Let's see what happens. This one, I gotta be honest, I'm not sure what that does. I don't see any specifics up here. So, yeah, let's keep moving here. And then we have a repeat function. All right, so let's turn on repeat. So here's at a rate of 16th. Okay, let's get some more information. The rate, of course, does what it says it does. And then the length, it selects a number of hits. So let's do 4. Not sure what that means. Yeah, I'm not catching this one either. Looks like it's not really working, to be honest. Again, there's probably not something I'm catching. Maybe it has to do with the fact that time is off. Let's see. Yeah, not seeing it. So, yeah, just kind of stay aware about what this does, how it works. Again, if you catch something, hit me up in the comments. You would think that it would just play back and repeat what it is you're doing. Okay, wait a minute. I think I hear it now. So if I go to 9, it just doesn't sound right. Yeah. That's a little bit weird, but again, I'm sure you guys will find it. Let's keep it going here. Ensemble designer. Okay, but we're talking about the master effects overview. So we talked about the global mastering with 7 effects. There's an effects module that is chained together in a sequence like a channel strip and can be arranged in any order to suit your taste. Simply click and drag on individual effects to reorder them. So this is in series, really cool. Each effects module can be turned on or off with the power button, right? We can combine compression and saturation with punish. Love that. And looks like there's 3 intensity levels to punish. One is called Gently Now. The other one is called Hurt Me Plenty. And the last one's called Nightmare. I love this. Great concept. And just true to form, damage. I love it. Okay, so everything looks cool here. Pretty clear. Tone knob is going to add or subtract top end sheen to the sound. So a little bit of EQing. Response, adjust the release of the compression of punish. So I gotta hear that. Hold on. Alright, so if I use gently now. Alright, let me use hurt me plenty. Ooh, look at that. You see that GUI change? That's pretty sweet. Check it out. Whoa, that is absolutely gnarly. And then we've got Nightmare. Oh, you guys ready? Here we go. Wow. Best in the game. Heavyocity does it again. Wow, they have claimed their rightful throne in the kingdom. Again, I just want to applaud Heavyocity real quick. Wow. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. This is such an incredible plugin. Thank you. Thank you very much, Heavyocity. Here we go. Let's get back into it. All right, my friends. Let's keep on trucking here. Lot of effects. All right, let me change presets here to kind of get into another vibe. Not that one. Whoa. Nightmare. All right, and all right. So let's say I wanted to add some effects. Hold on. All right, so let's see. Maybe we want to change the tone. All right, here's the compressor release. All right. I don't really hear an immediate difference, but here's a filter cutoff. GUI looks so incredible, guys. I'm looking at it kind of up close and personal. It is absolutely beautiful. Here's the compressor. Looks like you got bus compression, and then F back. I'm sure that's feedback. Not sure, to be honest. Let's turn some delay on. Let's see what happens here. Nice. Let's go with the modern. If I increase the level, that volume level corresponds with this one, so that's pretty sweet. Let's turn the reverb on for a second. Wow. I am so glad I got this. I did question it. I was like, well, I got Damage 1 a while back. I used it a couple times, you know, definitely more than once, but you know, it just wasn't in my toolbox. Regrettably so, I'll tell you, because this thing is unbelievable. We pretty much covered all the effects, so that is looking good, feeling good. Let's go into the kit designer, shall we? All right, so here's kit designer. So again, 16 drum sources, MIDI mapped from C1 to D sharp 2. So let me go ahead and set up my keyboard to get that. C1. So that would be. All right. Wow. I'll tell you, these drums, they just sound so intimidating, don't they? Like, Like they just make you feel something. Really incredible. So it looks like we have control over the ADSR. Pretty sweet. I've never really seen a design like this. You've got the tuner just like before. Again, some ADSR controls. Here's a choke button. And then some round robin again. Very cool. Control over the microphones. Effects units. Alright, let's keep reading here. While any source can be mapped to any pad, the snapshots tend to follow a general MIDI format. Alright, up top, make quick mix level and panning adjustments. So you have... Wait. There's a mixer in here somewhere. Hold on. Oh, okay. So right here. All right, so this is the main page, and then you've got your various pages. Okay, so it looks like we can mix. If you want this one to be louder, you can, and then you can mute, you can solo. I wonder if I can change the MIDI note here. Nope. Just tell you which one. I wonder if you can move these around. Or maybe you can. Not sure. All right. If I want to add some more reverb to that. And maybe less reverb to that. Can I do that? I don't see the reverb unit here though. Maybe it's on a bus. Okay. So let me just get clear on what to do as far as effects go. Oh, okay. It looks like you get an option of 4 different effects. And if you want to enable them, you click on the little red dot to the left. And if you want to change the effect, you can do so here with the down arrow menu. Okay, pretty cool. Again, all the selected pads, all the various configurations. Looks like if you want to copy and paste settings, you can do that here. Follow MIDI, we've talked about this on more than one occasion. There's an output assign and a pad set toggle. So I believe you can swap source sets. So here, let's be clear on this. Oh. Okay, so it looks like this is the top 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. And if you want to look at the next bank, which is G sharp 1, yeah, so you would just do that. You got a pan control. All right, I'll take it. Per pad effects parameters, yes, noted. And then assign sources of desired outs. How do you do that? Doesn't tell you how. I guess we will find out in a second. Oh, maybe. Okay, I see. Yep. It wasn't the actual MIDI note. Below that, where it says main, you can send this to various places. Roger that. Okay. As stated, you can copy and paste your various effects for efficiency's sake. We talked about all the various effects already. You've got transient shapers, compressors, an EQ with a shelf and bell type. What else we got? Some overdrive. Looks like there's some modulators in there. Let's check those out. Whoa, check that out. Wow. I'm ready to take a nap, guys. Incredible. This is just unreal. What a dream. These guys have created such a comprehensive program. Reverb, to be expected with all the usual suspects, pre-delay, size, low gain, high gain, and mix. Okay. We're in Kit Designer. We're going over the sources. Okay. So let's say I want to change A1, and we're going to turn this on. Alright, so we just drag this. It's funny, I'm grabbing it, I'm changing it. Okay, so that one did it. Okay, so there was a little bit of a hiccup on that one, but this one worked out quite nice. Alright, very cool. So this looks pretty easy to understand. You can click on a desired category. There are a total of 9 total. So here's Monsters Ensemble, just as we talked about before, organic, taikos, ethnic. So let's go with hybrid. And let's say you really wanted to change that sound. Just grab it, drag it over. Alright, and there's the volume fader right there. Again, if you want to make one of them your favorites, just click on the left and there it is. You can find it in your favorites. Pretty basic stuff. I love that it repeats itself. It has a expected behavior. You know, a lot of plugins, I think the GUI is just not made with enough thought. You know, these guys really put it together so that you can really just plug and play. Everything is very comprehensive. Here are the menu types if you want to sift through damage or hits or junkyard hits, sub hits, and really incredible. Just can't say enough good things about it. Let's see here. Looks like we went over all the various categories. Here's the damaged. Look at this. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay. The kit designer settings overview. So we're now in here. Check it out. So this looks pretty clear. Kind of already gone over a lot of it. So now we're getting specific to all the various pads. Looks like this here is really meant for customization of the pads themselves. I'm really curious if you could drop a sample. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can just grab something really quick. Here I just wrote some music. Let's see if I can just, I don't know, grab one of these. Yeah, let's just grab this thing here. I hope this doesn't crash. It doesn't look like I can do it. Nah, you can't do it. And by the way, I don't think it needs it. I don't think it suffers as a result of. I was just curious. I don't think it needs it at all. All right, so velocity sensitive is here. We talked about tuning. The position of the mics all here, accessible, very clean. All right, so then this is a per pad effect chain. So we literally have in series 4 effects that you can add per pad. Amazing. Loving this layout, really cool. I'm really glad they did this and they adapted to the times. You know, a lot of people are into this workflow. I use a machine myself. And here we got choke on and off, cuts off the playback when another pad is played. I love this personally. I can't get enough of this workflow where it just cuts off. Yeah, really nice. Okay, I think, yep, everything has been covered here. Really clean. All right, let's go into the loop designer. So the way I'm thinking about this is, you know, a kit designer for somebody to play out all the way through. The ensemble designer, I believe, kind of fits with orchestration as a whole. right, you want the drums to fit in the context of an orchestra or a hybrid orchestral track. You have control of the drums in that sense. You know, it's again, you could still you're still offered customization abilities, but you know, you've got the ability to use crescendos and swells, and so this makes sense in the context of tension music, orchestral music. So I see why they laid it out this way. I was always wondering why there were three kits, and I could never put, you know, all the strings together. I could never really figure out why it was designed that way, but now I get it. And then here, this is for people that just want to plug and play and just work fast. Consider this a hybrid of both the ensemble and kit designer, in my estimations, but we shall see. All right, so this is why it's super important to read the manual. You want to make sure that you put yourself in a position to succeed. You know the tool. We're taking the time to learn it right, but then we just have to learn it this one time. So you got to love it. Thank you guys for watching. Let's finish off here because we're almost done actually. So, all right. The loop page displays the loops playing back in both the waveform display up top and down below on the key beds. So again, there's the concept of banks, and it looks like we have 36 loops that are mapped from C2 to B4. All right, each octave represents a bank of 12, so 12, 24, 36. So we've got loops all across here. Fantastic. We can play with volume, panning, tuning, speeds, and sends. In addition, controls for loop start, slice, and loop end slice for that loop can be adjusted. Wow. I got to spend a second with that because that's a lot of verbiage right there. But we will get into it. 12 designer keys from C1 to B1 allow multiple loop playback. Okay, so now there's some extra added functionality. So from C2 to B4, we have all the banks, and then from C1 to B1, we're allowed multiple loop playback. Stutter effects are F0, G0, A0, and B0. And this corresponds to an 8th note, a 16th note, 32nd, and 64th. Okay, this is insane. Transitional hits and swells are mapped. What? There's still more from C5 to B5 and are great for transitions and accenting parts of loops on the... Wow. Okay. How am I going to digest that? Let's see here. All right, let me start from the top. C2 to B4. Hang tight, hang tight. All right, and where's B4? Okay. I'm having too much fun over here. All right, so that's that, and then you have the 12 designer keys, which allow for multiple. Okay, so let's go to C1. Hold on, right here. Okay, so what's happening is it's playing every single bank in unison. So it's playing all the octaves. So you can see here in the bottom, right? As soon as I hit one loop playback key, that is impressive. The fact that I can control every loop individually, right, which would be here, but then I could play the whole thing here. Then go back to just the unique pad. Everybody together again. Okay, cool. And then the stutters are available F0, G0. So let's get that set up. 1 second. F0, G0. Do I have that set up? E, yeah, F0. Okay, here we go. Very cool. So we've got the capability of stuttering. So again, to be clear, you can play the individual loops, and those are on all the various banks, and then you can play all of the loops in sequence by using the what's called the designer keys, which allow for multiple loop playback. And then we can, on top of that, we can add stutter keys. All right, so releasing the stutter keys will resume playback of the loop without losing sync. You gotta love that. Transitional hits and swells are mapped from C5 to B5. So just like before, if I go up the register, these are all the transitions and swells up here. I love how everything's color coded, really makes it easy to understand. Fantastic. Again, Heavyocity, just so much respect. Incredible, incredible. All right, here are the loop banks. Here's the loop end slice. I could change the slice as well. Oh my goodness, this is wild. Hold on. Wow. Oh boy. Dude, I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm not kidding. This is insane. I just love it. I'm thinking about all the possibilities. Really remarkable. All right, all these stutter effects here. The loop settings explained below. We're going to take a look in a second. Loop start slice, so I would imagine that it works the same way. And then there's the loop start. What's the difference between loop? Oh, okay. Click and drag to change the start, and then click and drag to change the loop. This is very similar. We're actually studying this at hfmusicacademy.com inside of live loops. So there's a difference between the start position and then when it loops. Now, something that I'm seeing here, I think there's added functionality that we don't have in live loops. But let's check this out. It's going to start here, it's going to go to the end, and then it's going to start looping here. Check it out. And then it'll just play over and over again if I hold the note. So that's pretty cool. What happens if I start the loop back here? That's interesting. You ready? Let's check it out. I love it. I can't say enough good things about it. All right, so designer keys, building custom loop stacks, MIDI trigger or manual click on a designer key. Very cool. Let's click on a designer key. All right, looks like these are all mapped out. I love it. And the highlighted keys above represents which loops are stacked. Oh, can I change these? No way. Loops can be added and removed from the stack by clicking on the, oh my goodness, by clicking on the keys manually or clicking learn enables loops to assign via MIDI. What is going on here? Jeez, man. All right, so if I go, hey, I want this one instead and then that one, if I click on C1, let me get back to my, this is bananas. Come on, guys. Alright, man. I am taking a nap. Are you kidding me? Wow, I've never seen anything like this. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But this is it's just wild. Wow. Alright, loop setting parameter. You got adjust the individual loop level. Yeah, okay, cool. That makes sense. Pan, tune. Nothing surprises me here. The amount of the signal sent from an individual loop to ascend. Alright, let me get on that for a second. What happened to damage? Oh, there you go. Hold on. Okay, so if I go to send, so that's the one thing I'm unclear about. I guess send effects would determine. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, so we're dealing with the loop as a whole, and here are the sends. And let's say we want to add some. Should we go with some? Let's go with modulation, just because I'm pretty sure it'll be easy to. Oh, cool! We can change these around. That's pretty sweet. Let me turn these off just so I can really hear one thing. Oh man, this took it to a whole different place. So then now seems to be the modulations happening. I'm adding different effects. This thing's going bananas. Here, let me just add some basic parallel compression. Let's see what's cracking here, okay? Okay, let me go back. Let me go back cuz that's just a lot right there. Okay, this is cool. This all makes sense. We're moving on. Page 13. We're almost towards the end. Let's keep pushing here. All right, so we got a total of 36 loops. Can be loaded individually. Okay. Total 36 loops can be loaded individually. Yeah, we talked about 12, 24, 36 each bank. Click on a desired category. Again, it's all uniform. It's all clean. Easy to understand. A bank is a set of 12 organized loops. So if I click on any one of these banks and I just choose, let's say, damaged mid 1, all of a sudden we know that this is a collection of 12 loops, organized loops. Man, if I wanted to change something for whatever reason, I could go here to loop, grab this one for example, and just drag it in again. If I use the same trick holding option, I'm sure, or was it holding command? Well, it's really interesting. So that trick doesn't work here, where you can populate everything. And that makes sense because why would you want to add a loop and map it across 12 keys? Doesn't really make sense. The blue pull down menu on the top right, sensor list refines searchable loops. So now we have some search filters. Very cool. Yep, layout looks clean. It's all uniform. Everything's great. Here, let's finish off. Let's finish off here. Loop designer categories. Looks like we have 3 distinct categories. Each style delivers 36 full loops, each consisting of breakout stems, full, low stem, and mid stem and high stem. Good. All right. Favorites. So we've got the damaged loops, straight and triplet, hybrid, straight and triplet, and then organic. For those of you who don't know music theory, what is triplet? It's when you're playing in 3/4 and 6/8. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, or 1 2 a 3, a 1 2 3, a 1. So just most songs are in 4/4, but just in case you need 6/8 or 3/4, Damage has you covered. And it looks like there's another category called hits, and this is just hybrid sub hits to add extra impact to your percussion beds. All right, here's the sends effects unit. So this is a 4-slot effect change for real-time effect modulation. So this is, I was not expecting this. I was expecting like a normal unit as you would expect in any one of these units, right? You're used to just adding a little bit of reverb or adding a little bit of delay, but this is like the first time I've seen this level of modulation happen in real time. So let's check this out now. All right, so allows for interesting results depending on how the effects are combined, from spacey to aggressive and distorted. Almost anything is possible. The center master send effects knob determines how much of the overall signal is being fed to the effects chain. This is directly dependent on how much send is assigned from the individual loop. Okay, cool. How much send is assigned from the individual loop. So I guess if I go back here, depending on how much of this you use, will you get this. That's what I'm assuming. Let me make sure that I have... Okay, good. Let's go back. Loop. I'm going to lift this all the way up. Okay. Let's go back here. So, for more interesting results, the master effects knob can be automated. Click the open mod button to bring up an advanced page. Oh, that's what I did. See, I started creating some modulation. I didn't even know it. Okay, so let me turn off modulation just to... Okay, this... Cool. This makes so much sense now. I was like losing my head, man. I could not understand what was going on. And again, another reason, you know, I have to keep driving this point home, but another reason to spend some time learning your instruments, because these are in fact our instruments. So so we got a way to automate, so that's fantastic. It should be sent to the send effects. Not all the loops need or should be sent to the send effects. That's a really important point there. Wish I could highlight, but for some reason this PDF doesn't allow me to highlight. So lately what I've been doing is I've just been creating these boxes here in red. Let's see, where's the red stuff? Yeah, here. And let's get it to be transparent. How do I do transparent? Anyway, this is how I've been doing it. Come on. Alright, hold on. There's something that's black, which I don't... Yeah, however you make this transparent... Oh, wait. It's got to be... Yup, I see it. I see you. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Is that not it either? Okay, now that should be it. Cool. And then let's make this red. Alright, cool. So then I'll just start to highlight this way right now. I tried looking it up. Could not find what all that was about. So there was something, clip over mod, what was it? Advanced page. Let me just read that over. Yep. Click the open mod button to bring up the advanced page. Alright, cool. Not all the loops need to be sent. So that was the main point there. You don't have to do everything, right? For example, all the low loops could have no send for a drier playback, but mid and high loops could have send effects turned up to give upper register frequencies a more spatial and ambient quality. So that's a good point. Obviously, success leaves behind clues, and so they're just trying to kind of spot you a little bit and give you some tips. All right, you can power these on and off. Here are the timbral effects. You can drag and drop any of these four in the center slots. There are spatial effects on the right-hand side. Again, I love the flow and just how clear everything is. And now we have the open modulation controls, which we'll get into in a second. Clicking on any of the four slots will bring up the effects parameters to edit. The four slots can be clicked and dragged to rearrange in any order. So we've got timbral effects and we have spatial effects. If I click here, looks like I will be able to play with the various parameters inside of that effects unit. Very cool. All right. And now, probably my favorite thing that I just recently discovered while we were doing this is the send effects. All right. So think of it as a way to choreograph your effects rhythmically. To do this, turn on the center step sequence table. Wait, hold on. Is this... Nope, this is definitely here again. Alright, so where's the step sequence table? I don't see that. Hold on. To the right, the table determine the... Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Well, how come it didn't tell me to open mod? It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. I think they missed a couple things on this manual. Okay, so to the right of the table determine the meter. the number of steps, and the performance type, and the rate. To the left, there's a desired range. Yup. Okay, so here are the steps, the performance, and I'm sure these have some behavioral aspects that we can look out for. The rate, let me go for quarter notes, and then here's the range, and this is the amount of modulation. I want a lot of it because I love it. And then what's smooth? The higher value irons out the steps, right? So that makes sense. It's very, very much just like a tremolo plugin smoothing out, the different points. Next, create a pattern in the sequence table by selecting one of the 5 wave types below or drawing your own. All right, cool. Let's grab one of these guys. Let's see. All right, let me make this faster, and let me choose some like trippy stuff that we're really gonna hear. Let's do like that. Let's change. Oh, and I also have to be sure that this is, yeah, my send is all the way up, so I should be hearing this. Let's add some flanger or something. I think that will make a difference. Let's see, do I have a flanger in here somewhere? No. All right, let's go back to modulation. That seems to be the one that was really working for me. Let me hear this. Let me go ramp up. Let's go here. No, let's do just one time. All right, now I'm hearing it. Wow, that was subtle at first, but yeah, you're just adding effects, and you're doing it kind of in a step sequencing fashion. So there's a range, a smoothing effect. This turns it on and off. You don't have to use this, but it's a very powerful tool. Definitely spend some time with it so you can understand the nuances as a whole. And it looks like that is it, my friends. Very happy to have spent some time with you. Here, I'll just, in closing, go through a couple of these presets. Let's do the all-star loops. And I will let you enjoy this one last time. Have yourselves a great week, a great day, and I will talk to you soon. hfmusicacademy.com. Alright guys, thank you very much. We will talk soon. Cheers.